Hello everyone, I'm Jason Myers, the new math curriculum coordinator. I was asked to make a short video to give you the lowdown on the new elementary math resources, so I thought I'd put together something really quick, really short. I know your time is precious today. When I was brought on board back in April, I met with the elementary math leadership team, and they quickly made me aware that essentially our resources were in dire need of replacement. So we immediately started looking. And as I'm sure you know, Wisconsin's adoption of the Common Core state standards, those standards not only dictate the content that we teach at each grade level, but the corresponding mathematical practices that are associated with those standards dictate how that content is indeed taught. And also, again, as I'm sure you know, the new Wisconsin's new SLD rule, the systematic analysis of multiple progress monitoring data resulting from general education interventionists must be analyzed when a student is initially considered for SLD eligibility. And essentially what that does is, I know I'm preaching to the choir here, it marries the general education teacher and their interventions with special education eligibility decisions. And this is, while I encourage this, and I'm glad I'm really excited about this change. It's obviously something we needed to take in consideration as we vetted the different resources that we did look at. With all these concerns in mind, the elementary math leadership team, which consisted of teachers at every grade level and from each of the different elementary buildings, did recommend that we adopt the Math Expressions Common Core for kindergarten, first, and second grade, and Pearson's Envision Math for grades 3, 4, and 5. So then the administrative education team did come together and decided to support that recommendation. And as a result, the Board of Education did approve at their July meeting the purchase of those materials. All right, so now what does that mean for you? Well, we're able to purchase hard copy teacher editions for kindergarten, first, and second grade for each of the elementary buildings to be utilized specifically by the special education staff in that building. Now, with the Pearson product, with the grades 3, 4, and 5, we're able to negotiate with Pearson and get every special education teacher digital access to the teacher resources. So again, you'll have that digital resources at 3, 4, and 5, not a hard copy. It was a tough sell, but we're able to get that. I will be sending out an email, probably through Tammy9, to each of the elementary special education staff and give them instructions on how to access those digital resources and set up that account. It's very, very simple to do, and I'll make sure that I get that tutorial to you as well. It'll be a short little how-to video or some type of a document. Now, the good news is both Math Expressions and Envision Math incorporate intervention on level and challenge differentiation into every lesson. So it's exciting to see that, no matter which, I've got them both right here, no matter which one they're using as a regular ed education or a special education teacher, you can look here and they offer differentiation in every lesson they have. Now, they also have specific tools for intervention. So if we have a smaller group that is, you've gone through the first level of intervention and that's not working as part of the lesson, then both Math Expressions has an intervention kit as well as Envision Math. They call it their Math Diagnosis and Intervention System. Now both of these resources have these tools, and associated with these tools, they also have digital resources. Now these digital resources allow for individual student accounts, and those students and teachers can use those digital tools not only for assessment but to manage data and information. And this could be a great opportunity, obviously, for both, again, regular education and the interventionists to use these tools to set goals for students and then to do that progress monitoring that, again, is going to be part of that SLD criteria, as well as once we've identified a student in need. So those are exciting tools that we'll be able to use, and they'll be explained during various trainings. We do have another training, not just this Thursday. We'll have specific training at grade level, but we'll have some more training in October. And the intention for that training is for us to address those digital resources and how to utilize the RTI tools that are associated with each of these the universal resources that we have adopted. Now, our district has also identified a need for an intensive intervention resource. So we have this student who is performing below grade level. They're in need of a very intensive intervention tool that's research-based. So they have, the district did invest in what's called Focus Math. It's a Pearson product, but it is independent of the Envision resources. I'd like to read you a short description of Focus Math just so that I know that I'm being accurate in my description. The Focus Math is a research-based K-6 math intervention program that provides intensive instruction to at-risk students as part of any response to intervention framework. It addresses the individual needs of students performing significantly below grade level by focusing on explicit and systematic lessons and individualized instruction through targeted placement and ongoing progress monitoring. These resources may be used by both, again, our general education and our interventionists, but it's obvious that these are tools that are going to be not used with the bulk of our students. We're obviously going to be using these with a very, very small group in need of that Tier 3 intervention. And we're right now working with the district RTI team to establish a protocol as to how these resources will be delved out with regards to and monitoring their use and things along those lines. So as of right now, we are storehousing or accumulating these resources here at Longfellow, and then we're going to establish that protocol, and then we can get them distributed where there is a need. I realize this seems like a lot of information, and it is. It's a lot to take on. Again, the familiarity with the regular ed resources, familiarity with the intervention tools that are associated with those resources, which, I'll be honest with you, these are the resources we want to lean on, because these are the resources that are going to keep our students in that universal thread of education so they can get right back. If they make some gains, they can get right back. We want to include them in that classroom as part of that core instruction. We'd rather not see them in a pull-out situation. That's obviously part of this new SLD criteria. So I'm excited to see all that change, but I know it can be overwhelming, and I appreciate your patience as we work through this process. And thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. And thank you so much for any feedback you could provide as we work through this process. Thank you.